Hello, my name is Natalie Pravinkumar, and I will be presenting our research about sexism in sport. My partners Haley Ruiz-Maggio, Dipali Patel, and I found the combination of gender-based bias in college sports, as well as the recent emphasis on sexual discrimination within the military, to be two very interesting topics. I spent almost 4 years studying at the United States Military Academy, which is both a 4-year university and an officer training program, so it is the perfect setting for understanding how college sports are influenced by the military lifestyle. From a personal perspective, while I did not play a Division I sport, I experienced subtle discrimination because of my gender both within my intramural activity as well as outside of the sport, so I felt drawn to better understanding the relationship between sport, the military, and gender bias and discrimination. We found through our research of literature that in sport, Title IX provides a basis for gender equality, but students still perceive a maldistribution of resources between male and female teams. Additionally, our second article focused on derogatory comments towards women in the military, and the third article helped us understand that women were only fully integrated into combat roles in 2015. In this picture, one of the first female Army Rangers completes challenging obstacles alongside her male counterparts. Overall, women were only recently considered equal in the military, and while they are now able to participate, their male superiors are unsupportive of their larger roles. Based on this, our research question states, given the gender imbalance within the military, do female athletes at a military school experience perceived gender bias and discrimination within their sport, reflective of the military culture outside of the sport? To explore this question, we remotely surveyed 18 women graduates and current students of the United States Military Academy who played a sport during their time there. The survey is pictured on this screen, and the questions are listed below, but we asked general questions about perceived gender bias and discrimination. The majority of these women are current Army officers, and all of them have faced discrimination based on their gender during their time at the Academy. Of the 18, 8 played sports with separate teams for each gender, like crew, track and field, rugby, soccer, or powerlifting. The remaining 10 played co-ed sports such as swimming and diving, judo, orienteering, and handball. We found that athletes on separate male and female teams experienced significantly less discrimination overall, but the few who reported discrimination said the coaches contributed most to the bias within the team. While within the group of co-ed athletes, only one said she felt completely respected within her sport, and another said initial bias quickly disappeared over time. These athletes participated in sports that did not recruit high school students, so all of the athletes were in a new and learning environment. Of all the women we surveyed, those who were swimmers reported the most toxic environment and experienced discrimination and bias from both male swimmers and the coaching staff. Several swimmers said the experience was so negative that they quit or would have quit, and in fact, in several circumstances, the women on the team were openly overlooked when creating the team budget, receiving awards, or expressing ideas and concerns. Our findings were very much in line with the articles we had read before our research. In many cases, women were able to either overcome the discrimination in sport or did not experience any discrimination despite the prevalence of this type of bias within the military culture. However, the negative experiences of the swimmers and other co-ed athletes demonstrated the value of a good coaching team. Just like the women in the article who did not receive support from their superiors during combat integration, the college athletes on these teams failed to receive support from their coaches, who often preferred the men's teams. Our research identified that co-ed teams require more training on preventing gender discrimination to contribute to a more equal and enjoyable experience. Lastly, we found a need for resources for female athletes to express complaints without feeling like their reputation on the team is jeopardized. While conducting this type of research was limited by the remote aspect, we wanted to bring awareness to the double layer of discrimination and bias which women can face when playing a sport in the military. We also realized that culture within each sport can vary from year to year, but that only emphasizes the importance of a good, consistent coaching staff. Perhaps as a follow-up study, we would compare 2 teams with different coaches and environments in order to determine what types of changes would be most effective. Interestingly, the military as a whole functions very similarly to a sports team, and the upper leadership plays a large role in directing the morale within the team. We hope this study will create conversations about implied gender bias and the need for inclusivity, which can be applied not only in sport but also in a professional setting. Thank you.